gewinnen können aus Antwerpen, the Hurricane Kim Huybrechts. Kim Huybrechts tritt an gegen die Nummer 3 der Welt, den WM-Finalisten von 2014, den aktuellen UK Open Champion aus Schottland, Snakebite Peter Wright. Caller dieses dritten Viertelfinals ist the voice himself, Ross Bray.
Well, was that just me, or did Kim Huybrechts cut short that walk-on routine by Peter Wright by just stepping up to the oche and start throwing darts? Maybe just a little bit of gamesmanship or mind games to start things off. Certainly not the elongated routine I was expecting. Anyway, two European Tour winners take to the stage for the third quarter-final of the Huybrechts German Darts Championship for 2017. Peter Wright and Kim Huybrechts. Kim Huybrechts having deposed last year's winner Alan Norris earlier today to advance to the last 8. Both players making the finals of European Tour events last year as well. And this, a repeat of their meeting in the final of the European Darts Grand Prix in 2015, a match that Huybrechts won by 6 legs to 5. They have had some very close calls in recent history. Dan Dawson, how do you see this one going?
Game on!
Well, I think it'll be tight. These two have a history of producing some real ding-dong battles. They have met loads of times and produced some absolute thrillers, and there have been significant games in there as well. Obviously, there's that Sindelfingen final that you mentioned, but they've met on the telly. Kim beat him in the Players' Championship finals back in 2012 in the quarterfinals when he went on to make the final. 43. But Peter Wright has had the better of it of late. Beaten him in the European Championship a couple of times. Players' Championship finals. Last 2 times, gone 10-9 and 10-8.
140.
Beat him in the match play, although Kim hates the match play. He's never won. Robert Thornton won his first game at the match play at his 7th year of trying last year. And that now makes Kim the man to have played most at the Blackpool Winter Gardens without winning a game. It is a title you don't want.
140.
Horses for courses and all that.
Good start to this from Huybrechts, though.
Out like a bullet from a gun here, Kim Huybrechts.
100. Kim, you require 81.
81 for a very comfortable hold of throw.
Oh, just another 15 then.
49.
Thing is, he did this against Alan Norris, of course. He came out the blocks, and after 2.5, 3 legs, he was averaging around about 120. And then it just disappeared, Kim Huybrechts. But, I mean, we could, genuinely, as things stand, as Kim Huybrechts takes out double 16 for a 13-dart hold of throw, there is a possibility that we have in the final here tonight 2 guys who've already been eliminated from the Premier League and who are both struggling with injury, which is a ridiculous thought. I mean, I pointed out at the start of the day, I didn't really fancy, I thought Yella might win his first game because I thought it was an evenly matched one with Chizzy, but I didn't really fancy him to go all the way and start winning multiple games over the day because he's struggling with this wrist injury. But he's just gone and averaged 100 there in what, for me, was the most entertaining game of the day. I thought that Klaassen van der Pas game was fantastic.
Yep.
60.
Yeah, it was one that we anticipated would go a long way. And, yeah, the way that Klaassen took out that 94 with the back-to-back double 19s, we've seen him do that before as well. It was a beautiful way to finish things off, and, well, finish off that particular leg. But it set him up nicely for the 10th leg as well. Course, 60. When you're on 94 and you go for the 18s, if you hit the treble, all well and good, you can go for tops. But when you can back it up with back-to-back double 19s, it's a good weapon to have at your disposal.
Yeah, I have to say, I do like that shot. Very difficult one to pull off. Speaking personally, the elevator look easy. Fat 20 is hard for me to pull off. This keeps things interesting for Huybrechts if he fired another treble, but he didn't manage it. So Peter Wright, 2 visits from 167 to level it up. Might only need the 1. I don't think he'd go for the ball. We'll never know.
Yeah, he won't get the chance.
But we can wildly speculate.
I think he would have.
Well, I think he wouldn't.
Just to endear him even more to the crowd. Another PR exercise.
Yeah, quite.
I'd have called it a wonderful piece of darts. You'd have called it
marketing machine rolling on.
32.
Interesting double 18 leave there for Peter Wright. Ooh, I like this. I like this a lot. Oh, very nearly loved it. What a steal that would have been from Kim Huybrechts. Now, Peter Wright used to leave the double 18, purposely moved away from it because he didn't like the double 9, and that's exactly what he's left. Because he kept missing it. But he hits it this time. It is one apiece.
10-9 when they met in the Players' Championship finals last year. To Peter Wright in the quarterfinals. 6-5 in their 2 most recent encounters on the European Tour, 1 either way. This one has all the hallmarks of a 11-leg tussle once again.
But you have to say, look, Kim, all right, he won that final on the Euro Tour in Sindelfingen, 6-5. But Peter Wright missed darts for the title.
Certainly did.
I think he missed 2. So let's just imagine that had Peter Wright hit one of those 2 darts for the title, as he looks to fill this up, if he had won that game, which he eminently could have, he would have won the last 7. Now, I know they've been close. That is first maximum of this one. I know they have had lots of close games, but when something keeps happening, you look for a reason. And I think it's just the fact that Peter Wright has just been a little bit more consistent. And Kim Huybrechts,
89.
He's shown in his 2 campaigns in the Premier League he can play really good darts, he can live with all the best players in the world, but there's just a little thing that's been missing. Every now and again he finds ways to lose points and lose games or draw games he should have won. And that's what's cost him in the Premier League this season. Should have beaten Phil Taylor, for example, in the Premier League.
Game shown the 3rd leg. Kim Huybrechts, 4th leg, Peter.
2-1 up here, though.
Started the weekend, did Kim, with a 6-1 win over the Brazilian qualifier Diogo Portela. Alan Norris was seen off earlier today. I say seen off, it was 6-4, but his average was actually less than that of Alan Norris's. It was only 87.6.
Yeah, and as
6 from 17 on doubles as well. So,
and that's after starting like an absolute train in the early stages. As I say, 2.5 legs in, he's averaging 120, and it just completely fell apart for Kim. And he got the job done, and fair play. That is grinding out a result. There's a lot to be said for that, because that is what occasionally Kim Huybrechts is guilty of being unable to do. When he's playing his best stuff, he can beat anybody. That's how he's won. He's won 2 Euro Tour titles. He's made a major final. Beaten Michael van Gerwen on a big stage, throwing a 9 darter in the process with a big ton-plus average. You don't get in the Premier League unless you're capable of throwing elite-level darts. The problem is with Kim Huybrechts is just, it happens, doesn't happen quite often enough. But then he's very, very consistent on the tour. You look at last year, he was on the Euro Tour, he was phenomenal. And he's never present on the Euro Tour. In fact, these are the only 2. Peter Wright and Kim Huybrechts played in every single Euro Tour.
As we discussed yesterday, we had a little quiz on air, didn't we?
139.
Give you everything on the Euro Tour. Most things.
Not 9-dart finishes.
No.
Huybrechts' perfect leg was at the 3rd Players' Championship in Barnsley, his opening match against Sven Grun. 52 then. Double 16 for Wright to level things up, with Huybrechts lurking on 1-4-3, and Huybrechts might just start thinking here about pulling off an unlikely 4th leg win. Well, he won't do it now.
87. Pacey required 32.
Anxious times here for Peter Wright and his legions of followers in the crowd here.
16.
And Kim Huybrechts, well, it was an unlikely snatch before. It's a very likely one now. 56. 2 bites at tops. Just nudging the wire.
16.
And that one was just marginally further away, and Peter Wright has been
Pacey requires 16.
let off the hook here.
Well, he loves double 16,
Game
but he
shot
wasn't
on the full flag.
particularly good at it
Peter
in
Wright
his
reflecting
game earlier
to
this
full
afternoon against Stephen Bunting. I know he won it 6-2, and he averaged, in the end, he averaged 97.5.
140.
If put in 2 very strong legs at the end of the match to drag his average up.
But again, 6 from 16 on his doubles. There were a
And-
few misses.
And double 16, a lot of them
Yeah.
were missed at double 16. He's usually so reliable, that part of the board.
140.
Ton 40 plays ton 40.
I was just going to mention he hit 6 perfect darts against Bunting today as well, and I was just going to tee that up by saying, and he's on course to
60.
perhaps let us all dream again.
Well, good job he didn't. I get excited and then ultimately disappointed.
We're running out of matches here, Dan, to see the 9-dart finish in Hildesheim. We'll have to wait until Jena
100.
over the course of the Easter weekend.
Ah, yes, but once one arrives, the floodgates will open. There'll be 9 darters every other leg. Mark my words.
55.
Now, Kim Huybrechts missed 2 darts to get the first break of throw in that previous leg, but this is a real chance for Peter Wright to give himself an opportunity, having just
100.
wriggled out of the Huybrechts trap in the previous leg.
93. Pacey require 100.
Loves a 1-6-1 finish. He can go one of 2 ways. Well, he went the conventional, treble 20, treble 17. He was unable to do it, so now
105. Can you require
extra 5 points.
153.
Gets him down below 60. So
51.
Huybrechts
Pacey
went 16 for
required
double top and missed
56.
both darts at double top for the break. Peter Wright goes 16 double top. Misses 1 dart for the break.
Very similar positioning as well, that one.
36.
And misses another dart for the break.
Can you require 100?
That first crack at double 20 was almost pinpoint where Huybrechts put his. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Can't finish 99 in 2 darts.
Peter Wright turns around to see what all the fuss is about and thinks, hey, back in business here.
80. Pacey require 20. Game shot on the 50.
And there is the break, the first
6-leg pin in the front.
potentially
first.
decisive break in what was always likely to be a very close encounter. That could prove absolutely priceless.
Looking disappointed, Kim Huybrechts, as well he may be.
85.
But it's not disappointed Kim that tends to produce his best stuff. It's angry Kim. It's bouncy Kim. It's aggressive Kim. That's what we want to see.
100.
Just looking a little bit subdued.
Would you say, I've not checked statistically, but is this
Yes.
the best start to a calendar year that Wright has ever made?
86.
It is. Well, in fact, you know what? He talked about a change of focus because the UK Open qualifiers hang about.
Just hold on.
UK Open
140.
qualifiers, you know, he was obviously good at doing enough to get to the UK Open because he had made the final the 2 previous years. But I think he kind of viewed them as just a method of getting to the UK Open itself. But he said that this year he approached it in a different way. He said that, well, I saw it, it's ranking money. It goes on my ranking. And he has targeted that number 2 spot in the ranking by the end of the year that is currently held by Gary Anderson. And that win at the UK Open finals has helped push him a little bit further towards him. Still some way to go. But he also knows that Gary Anderson is defending a lot of money at the World Championship at the end of the year.
He certainly is.
There's Peter Wright. Oh, that's cost him.
Can you require 161?
Extra 15 points would have been 130 left, and that significantly easier to finish than the 145. So he approached it in a different manner and said, this is all ranking money. I've got to go and try and get as much as possible. And he won 3 of them, won half of them. And played superbly, I have to say. See, had he left the 130, he'd still have a chance. In fact, he'd have a dart at the bullseye.
105.
But Kim Huybrechts comes back, looking at 96 to break straight back and give us a level game once more at 3 apiece. 76 left, double-double.
Have a look.
56.
Could have gone the 19s, Kim. Could have been watching yellow. Tops for Wright. Missed a couple of darts at it last leg before he eventually pinned double 10. Doesn't miss this time, though, does he? 4-2. We've got daylight between these two for the first time in this match. And the world number 3, the UK Open champion, 2 legs away from a place in the semi-finals to face either the gentle Mensur Suljovic or the Iceman, Gerwyn Price. Gerwyn Price looking to make his first Euro Tour semi-final. Has been in the quarters before,
yeah,
never the
times.
semis.
Yeah, twice last year,
42.
and once in Gibraltar as well, a couple of years ago. Successful transition from rugby league to darts.
Very successful.
Incredibly rapid transition as well.
You know what? Barry Bates turned up at Q School with Gerwyn Price, said, "Oh, here's my mate. He can play a bit of darts." Nobody's seen him before in his life. He played a few opens, you know, old people might have seen him at these things, but nobody really knew much about him. Look what he's done.
It's astonishing.
Major finalist in that shorter space of time. Only 32 as well.
Well, you feel the second break here would be potentially devastating for Huybrechts, but he's in good shape to hold his throw.
Yeah, down to a Shanghai finish there, so even a 140 from Peter Wright doesn't hurt him that much, you would think. Struggling to even get that now. He's not going to get that, so he's not going to be on a finish. So Kim Huybrechts hoping to close the gap to 4-3 and gets at least 6 darts.
Just get the impression that Kim would have just liked a nice uncomplicated finish there, just to give him something to cling to, but okay, he's not in any particular danger at the moment.
He might be in a minute. But I just want to see Kim fire himself up a little bit. Where's the spring, the bounce, the aggression?
Well, there's the danger now. Double 5 can be a big problem. He's some way north of the wire, and that one's likewise. And all of a sudden,
requires 77.
Peter Wright is sensing blood here. Tops then for a 5-2 scoreline. And that will really hurt Kim Huybrechts. Make no mistake about that. It should have been 4-3. He had plenty of room for manoeuvre there, did Kim Huybrechts, but all of a sudden it's 5-2, and Wright is now throwing for the match.
Yeah, and he's making a very, very fast start in this 8th leg. It's his first 180, Peter Wright.
And what a time to produce it as well. Just another timely swipe. Huybrechts on the ropes here.
Well, the crowd is singing his name and getting what they wanted. The very popular Peter Wright, 1 leg away from the semi-final.
He's annoyed with himself there. He's only backed it up with 60. He's just given Huybrechts, again, just a degree of hope, but he's still in good shape here, Peter Wright. But he just wanted to hammer home his authority and just ease away. Might do so here. He's got loads of room for one more.
140.
Well, 202 points behind. And these are not particularly focused darts from Kim Huybrechts. I think he knows that this has gone.
So treble 20 to start things off. Doesn't quite get there, so looking at treble 17, misses that as well. So the champagne is on ice, shall we say, for Peter Wright. As far as this match is concerned, I don't think he'll be doing any drinking just yet.
Well, he took out double 9 in the second leg to get his own first leg on the board. He's looking at 18s here. It'll be 9 if he misses inside. But he doesn't. He takes it out. So the 13-dart leg from Peter Wright completes a 6-2 win. It is another victory for Peter Snakebite Wright. His 8th in the last 9 meetings with Kim Huybrechts. This one did not go close, though. Kim Huybrechts rather subdued here in his quarter-final appearance at the Huybrechts German Darts Championship. But Peter Wright goes on. He is one game away from making the final. We're going to find out in a moment whom he'll go up against in the semis. It is either the Iceman Gerwyn Price, the Welshman, or Mensur Suljovic, the Austrian, who really did tear up the European Tour last year before going on and making the European Championship final. Grab a quick couple of words with him, and then he did our final remaining quarter-final here in Hildesheim at Halle 39 as Price and Suljovic square off for the right to face the world number 3 snakebite.
Peter, congratulations. My impression is that the quarter-final matches are the toughest one for you guys. Is it because of the longer break? The quality is never that high at that stage of the tournament.
It's very different, very difficult because I was falling asleep upstairs. I was falling asleep. These guys soon woke me up.
Peter Wright! Manchmal brauchst du keine Worte. Ich glaube, der hat ein bisschen Spaß mit euch hier. Also, Peter Wright steht im Halbfinale. Und jetzt könnte es theoretisch im Halbfinale zur Wiederauflage des UK Open Finals kommen, wenn Gerwyn Price sich durchsetzen sollte. Aber da hat zumindest einer was gegen. Mensur Suljovic. Letztes Viertelfinale. Suljovic gegen Gerwyn Price. Und das ist dann gleichzeitig auch das Happy Bet Match of the Day. Bis gleich.